WWRR, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, WMMZ, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Hazleton, WYCK, Plains.
Powered by Mohegan Sun Poano.
The River, 105 and 103.5.
This is Music on the Menu on the River.
Timothy, where on earth did you go?
Featuring Northeast PA's best artists.
Maybe, never mind. She can move me like the stereo, like a song on the radio. She's an angel in the morning, yeah, that's real.
And now, here's your host, Alan K. Stout.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock. Bringing you regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with D.C. Taylor. D.C., good to see you, my friend.
You too, Alan. How are you?
I'm doing fine for our second show here of the year 2020. And we have a special guest in the studio. We talked about it last week that we were going to try to bring this gentleman in, and he is here. Tom Borthwick, owner and operator of SI Studios in Old Forge, one of the great recording studios here in northeastern Pennsylvania, hanging out with us here for the whole hour. Tom, great to see you, man.
Thank you for having me.
I was down at your place in December, and we were talking for a while, and you were playing me some of the great music that you were currently working on, mixing and mastering at the time. And and I said, you got to come up after the new year, you know, and so here we are. And so, little background, I've known Tom for about 25 years now. I did a story about his studio for the Times Leader back around 96, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
And over the years, in covering rock music for the newspaper, covering the Northeast PA music scene for the Times Leader and the Weekender, and now hosting the show for 16 years this week.
Well, congratulations.
Our birthday was yesterday officially,
That's great.
January 11th. So much of the music that we played on the show and that I've had the opportunity to write about over the years has come from SI.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And whenever I see that on the back of a CD, I know it's going to sound good. You know, because you guys do
I appreciate
such a great job. So I always wanted to talk to you. It's been a long time since, you know, I interviewed you, 25 years. So I've been looking forward to this for a long time now. Tom, talk to us a little bit about what inspired you to get into that side of music, the audio production side, you know, becoming someone that helped people make records. You know, we have so many musicians that come here on the show and they tell us what inspired them to first pick up a guitar or drums or a bass, play the drums. What was it for you that took you in that direction as an artist?
Well, I just wanted to record myself playing all the parts to a song. I do a little bit of all different kinds of instruments. I'm not fantastic on any one, but I can hold my own on them. And I wanted to play all of them for a song that I would write. And it just got way out of hand. You know, you start with, well, in order to do this, I need to do this, and I need to buy that. And then in order to buy this, I need to do that. And
now, when was this?
Oh, that was 40 years ago.
Okay.
So, you know, borrow money from my parents, then borrow money from my aunt, and then borrow money from banks, and, you know, to get more equipment to be able to do this thing. And then once you have a bunch of equipment and a bunch of debt, you say, well, geez, I better start making money at this. Otherwise, you know, I can't buy any more stuff. So it's kind of like an addiction in some ways for equipment, but, you know.
You love gear.
I do love gear.
Everybody that knows you knows that.
I walked in here, I said, oh, SM7 microphone.
Yeah,
you know, look at the microphones when I came first thing. So, you know. And also I want to say thank you for promoting local music. You know, you do a great job.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate it. And all the bands really look up to you and appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. So you do that. You made that recording when you were, you know, I guess, how old were you at the time? Like teenager?
Yeah, 21 years old. 21, yeah.
And that led to an interest in that. Once you did it that first time, you wanted to do more of it.
Well, I started with a reel-to-reel that was a monophonic reel-to-reel that had it's a complicated technical thing, but it has an erase head that was a magnet. And you could disable the erase head And when you disable the erase head, it allows you to record something over top of something else. And that's what started the whole bug in me, because I could play something, and then instead of recording over top of it and erasing what was there, I kept what was there and added another part to it.
So you're multi-tracking on one track?
On one track, yes. They called it sound on sound, because you were putting sound on top of sound. There was no mixing. It was, you had to guess at how loud you had to be. But that gave me the bug, to go further. And then it was like 8 tracks, and then 16 tracks, and then 24 tracks, and then 2 tracks, and locked together, and then bigger console, more microphones. It's crazy.
And now he's got one of the finest studios in Northeast.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
We're going to play a song for you now from Tom. This is a song called Seasons Change. What we're going to do during the show tonight, and Tom picked out the tunes, is we're going to play nothing but artists that Tom has worked with over the years at SI Studios. These are all tracks that Tom has had a hand in some way, artists that he's helped record. But we're going to kick it off with one of yours. Tell us a little bit about this tune.
Okay, so I call it Seasons Changed. I played all the parts on it except for the drums. My friend Chris Gondell played the drums, because I can't play drums. I can program them, but I don't like programming.
George Wesley's drummer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had him put the drums down to it, but I played the guitars, the bass, the Hammond, the piano, everything that's in there. I played myself. So that was more recent because I had better equipment. But so that's an example of it there.
Let's play it for everybody. This one's called Seasons Change from Tom Borthwick.
making this whole black world gold, and my walls, they disappear. You walked away, no regrets, nothing you'd care to look back to. Meanwhile, my worst fear starts to come true. I lost the greatest part of me. Looking back, I was so happy to have you with me. Wish I hadn't taken you for granted like I did. I said a lot to you. Every word I said was true and mattered much more to me than to you. But I miss sitting in that little gray house and sneaking sips of whiskey. I miss hearing all your crazy tales that I'd act like I did believe. And I miss trying extra hard to make you smile when things were just as they should be. I miss looking in your big green eyes and knowing that you love me, knowing that you love me. All I can say is I just honestly can't see anyone in the whole wide world that can make me as happy. Maybe I'm just not the kind someone would want to find. I guess I wish I was someone to miss. I can find someone to do the things we used to do, but no matter what I try, it's not the same as with you. No matter where I search, I can never quite find this. And I miss sitting in that little gray house and sneaking sips of whiskey. I miss hearing all your crazy tales that I'd act like I did believe. And I miss trying extra hard to make you smile when things were just as they should be. I miss looking in your big green eyes and knowing that you love me, knowing that you love me. Maybe I go through our old messages, wondering how the hell could I let go if there's the key still under the mat if you ever wanted. I can only blame myself for all that. How can I possibly get mad? But how dare you leave me dying here when your life's just begun? How dare you leave me missing you and now I have no one? And there's someone else in that little gray house, and I bet you're sneaking sips of whiskey, and you're both just having such a grand old time, and you're happier without me. I bet you'll tell her all your crazy tales, but honestly I do believe she'll never try as hard to make you smile now. Nothing's as it should be. I'd pay anything to look in your big green eyes and feel that you still love me, but you probably don't want me. You're better off without me. I miss sitting in that little gray house and sneaking sips of whiskey. I miss sitting by the fireside, being happy, dumb and crazy. The only ones in the room with smiles on our faces, thinking no one has what we do. I miss every little thing you used to do. You'd almost think I loved you. You'd almost think I loved you. You'd almost think I loved you. You'd almost think I love you.
Alyssa Laser here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Little Gray Houses. And before that, Tom Borthwick with a song called Seasons Change. We're hanging out here with Tom from SI Studios for the whole hour, talking about the work that he's done for decades, recording other artists at SI Studios. Now,
Decades.
You were on Lackawanna Avenue originally.
Yes.
And then you moved to Old Forge.
Yes, about 11 years ago.
About 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But when did the original location open on Lackawanna?
Oh, don't ask me dates. I don't remember. Long time ago.
Well, I know. I was there in '96 doing the article, so it's at least 25 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were there. We were at the Janetta building probably for 25 years.
Okay.
You know, I started in the basement of my parents' house, but moved to Janetta's, and probably there for 25 years, and then 11 at the new location.
Okay, that's why
and
I said
altogether we got like 40 years.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that artist we just played, because, like I said, Tom picked out the tunes tonight from Alyssa Laser.
She's a really talented local artist. I think she's in Nashville now, going to school for music business, actually, I think. But she's got a good voice. She plays the piano. She plays guitar. She had a really good vision of what she wanted in the song, and we were able to help her realize the dream by helping her get all the sounds together and stuff like that. I think it's a cool song, and she's a cool girl. She was young at the time. Just maybe a junior or senior in high school.
Okay.
But she's going places, definitely, sometime down the road, if not soon.
And she's in the right place, that's for sure, down in Music
Nashville,
City.
yeah. She plays a lot down there. When she comes in locally, she plays around here. She's got a good following.
Play another one that was recorded at SI Studios. This one's from a band called Down to Six. It's called Pacific.
Spent all my days washing away. Dreams, no way to win the race. But skin. Like say the sun is burning to my skin. But you won't open up, no you won't let me in. Why don't you open up your door and sugar let me in? Take cover, baby, from your lies. Take cover, baby, from your lies. Take a deep claw. Say, wipe them, baby, say, wipe aside, sugar, darling, and still be lies. But you brought me here. You brought me to this. You brought me to this. One last kiss, goodbye.
Jug Dish here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called 6 Cents. And before that, Down to 6 with a song called Pacific. Now, Jug Dish features your right-hand man.
My right-hand man, Wiggy, the Wigster.
Wiggy, yeah, who's been with you at SI for how long?
30 years maybe. You know, I recorded him when he was in high school.
Joe Wigleski.
Yeah, Joseph. He's, you know, I can't say enough about him. He's, without him, I don't know how much further I would have gone, because he took... When I started to get tired behind the console, he came in and became the new energy. Mm-hmm. So I moved into the mastering aspect of things, and he did the tracking and mixing. You know, when people start saying, can you make the sound of crickets, pan back and forth between the speakers? And, I said, I can have monkeys playing in traffic. It doesn't matter. Right. But at that point, it's like, you know what? I don't want to be that guy. So I still sit behind the board, but not like I used to. Wiggy's the guy. Yeah,
he's been a guest here on the studio too, and I know he sees you as family.
Yeah, we're definitely more than just co-workers,
partners. Tom, when you were talking earlier in the show about your interest in audio production, how you experimented with recording some of your own music at a young age, was that also around the age that you started admiring other producers? Did you start looking on the back of a CD and seeing, or an album at the time, I guess it would have vinyl? Oh, who produced this record? Or was there a band whose sound you thought, wow, that's, I remember when I was in high school, I heard Pyromania. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I never heard a record that sounded like that before. And I'm like, who's this Mutt Lang guy?
Mutt, yeah.
And that interested me I had an interest in that side of music because of experiences like that. I'm assuming you did too with some artists.
Well, artists, yeah. Producers I never followed. I have producers that, when I hear their music, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. But I don't really follow any producer. I did love the music of Steely Dan. The recordings were so clean and so precision. The arrangements were phenomenal. And I have every Steely Dan recording ever made. And one day we were sitting around the swimming pool at the house, and I played my iPod, if anybody has one of those. And I put Steely Dan on. And they were there for like 9-10 hours, and I never repeated a song. It was still, is this Steely Dan still? You know, you got something else on there? But no, I love the sound of the Steely Dan recordings and the way it's structured. So that was kind of my, inspiration.
There's always something that draws you in.
Yeah.
Like where you're more than just a fan of the songwriting or the songs or the band, but,
the whole package.
The whole package.
Yes.
And that was Steely Dan was yours?
Yeah, that was it.
Play another one that Tom did at SI Studios right now. This one's from an artist, Danny Mose, a song called Never Let You Go.
Can I tell you a secret? If you promise me you'll keep it, I can't stop thinking about you. No, but I don't want to. No. When you're next to me, the only thing that I can think of is that it doesn't get much better. So please say you'll never, oh, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. It's amazing the way I feel. This love we're in, it must be real. Don't want this smile to go away. So promise me you'll stay. And you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me. Oh, you got a hold on this heart of mine. Yeah, you've had it from the start, and that's fine. Oh, you got a hold on this heart of mine. Yeah, you've had it from the start, and that's fine with me. There's one more thing that I'll admit. My world is perfect now because you're in it. So wrap your arms around me tight and promise me tonight that you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. No, you'll never let me go. Oh, you'll never let me go. Never let me, never let me. No, you'll never let me go. Never let me, never let me. No, you'll never let me go. And I just want you to know that I'll never let you go.
Sometimes you feel forsaken. You gave more than you took. People walking down the street won't even give you a second look. Things all work out to get you.
Sabo here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Fight Another Day. And before that, Danny Mose with a song called Never Let You Go. Both those artists did their work at SI Studios in Old Forge, owned and operated by Tom Borthwick, who is our guest here on the program tonight for the entire hour. Now, we were talking a little bit about some of the artists that you admired growing up, Steely Dan being, from a production side, someone that pulled you into an interest in that side. But since you've been now in this business, when I was up at your studio before the holidays hanging out for a bit, I saw the pictures on the walls and of the artists that have recorded there. The one room had a little plaque in it in honor of Jerry Hludzick.
Absolutely.
There was some very nice notes on the walls from George Wesley that he had written to you. I saw an Aaron Fink thank you poster on the wall.
Yeah.
Who are some of the favorite artists that you've worked with over the years? And I know that's a tough question when it's hundreds of them, but you know, I know you're very fond of those guys I just mentioned.
Oh yeah,
example,
sure.
You know, but who are some of your favorite projects?
Well, you spend a lot of time with people in the studio, and you get to know more about them than just their music. And I'd say you mentioned Jerry Hludzick, Dakota. I mean, we made some great records with him and the band, and it's all about his attention to detail. So when the artist has attention to detail, it gives you the opportunity to do a better job because they're willing to go the extra step. Like we played a song from Jugdish, which is, you know, Wiggy's band, we said before. What we would do with Wiggy's band, Joe, is we would experiment because we weren't working on somebody else's dime. Mm-hmm. So we try different miking techniques, try different sounds, try experiment with the way the drums would sound. And then the stuff that we like, we would take that to the artist that came to the studio next. Oh, cool. And the stuff that didn't work out, we didn't use it. So we don't experiment on somebody else's dime. But the artists that I admire in the studio are the ones who are willing to, if you say, you know, listen, we really should take a little extra time to do that thing because it'll make it better, and they're willing to do it. And it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with making the project as good as it possibly can be.
Sure.
And I really admire artists who are willing to do that and trust us enough to help them take them on that journey. And
I certainly got the impression through conversations that I had with Jerry that he was certainly one of those guys.
Yeah, he was.
Labored in that studio.
I'll tell you a funny story about
sweated the details big time.
I'll tell you what, a funny story. We were working with Dakota, finishing an album that had to go to overseas or something for whatever reason. There was a deadline. We worked back in the day when the TVs used to go off the air and they boop. We worked, the TV went off the air and it came back on again, and we were still working.
Still working.
You know, we were sleeping and taking turns, Wiggy and I sleeping to try to get the stuff done. And, you know, it turns out you can't work like that and get the right product. We ended up having to come back and, you know, touch it up a little bit more. But that's the kind of dedication that Jerry always had for getting the job done. Admire that.
Yeah, terrific artist. And one of the many great artists that have recorded at SI Studios in Old Forge over the past 30 or so years. I'm going to play another one of those artists right now. This is Tim Sheenan, a song called Dance. Check it out.
I know it's been a while since this old boy made you smile. Promise you a real good time. Then I get a pizza and a bottle of wine. Put a blanket down on the floor. Close the curtains, lock the door. Slow dance until the dawn. With hardly nothing on. I wanna dance with you tonight. Slow dance and hold you tight. In the parlor, just me and you. I'll show you a step or two. I'll be charming and debonair. Whisper sweet things in your ear. Put Sinatra on the stereo. Turn the lights way down low. We'll go back to the good old days when we dance the night away. It'll be fun to pretend to sweep you off your feet again. Put a rose in your hair. can go to mom and dad's. They'll be alright. Bring them home tomorrow. We'll be alone tonight. I wanna dance with you tonight. Slow dance and hold you tight. In the parlor, just me and you. Show you a step or two. I'll be charming and debonair. Whisper sweet things in my ear. Put some knobs on the stereo. Turn the lights way down low.
Hey, this is Aaron Fink, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout. This is The River.
Aaron Fink here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Beautiful Creature. And before that, Tim Sheehan with a song called Dance. Tom Borthwick's our guest here from SI Studios tonight. He picked out the songs. These are all tunes that he worked on at SI Studios in Old Forge. Just a great body of work that he has helped be a part of here in northeastern Pennsylvania over the years. You've worked with so many different types of artists. George Wesley, a reggae artist, country artist that we played on the show, hard rock bands, metal bands. Is there a type of music? And even when I was up in the studio with you in December, you'd play me some new age stuff, which was really cool, which we wound up playing on the show a week or so later. Is there a type of record that's on your wish list that you haven't done? Like a classical record,
I've done classical.
That's why I'm asking. Yeah,
I don't think there's any style that I haven't done. And there's a lot of really, really talented producers and artists that come in that have all these visions and layered vocals and all kinds of keyboard tracks and things like that. I just like good music. That's it. If the tune is good and the person has a good voice and they can deliver the song properly and they have a vision. That's really all I'm looking for. There's nothing that I have on a dream list of what I'd like to record, because I think we've done almost every style there is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for you that must. I get the feeling talking to you and knowing you for a while now that you already have a real broad scope of music and like you said.
I went to school for music. I have my degree in music education. So the reason I did that was because I wanted to learn how to play all the different instruments. So
and you teach audio production at Luzerne County Community College.
Yes, I do. I teach MRT, music recording technology, down there, and I really enjoy doing that. It's also hard. We talked about I picked these songs, but it's hard to come up with a short list of songs. There's so many artists I'd like to play. I could do a show. I used to do a radio show with Marilyn Kennedy. And we used to play original artists a long time ago. I forget what station it was on, but I mean, I have enough material to just
dig that out.
Yeah. I remember one time.
I love those Miramodal records.
Oh,
the Miramodals.
Great time! Another band that really took their time and cared about production. And Jerry actually helped produce one of those.
Yes, he did.
I enjoyed, and Eddie's a great songwriter, and those guys were great. I enjoyed doing those records, but I lost completely what I was going to say.
Well, we were talking about producing. Yeah, you teaching at LCC.
Yeah, well, the thing that I remember, one time there was a band that was playing live, which a lot of people don't do anymore in the studio. They overdub this, but they were playing live, and they were really, really tight, and they were really, really good. And I remember walking in from the control room into the main studio and just standing there going, "This is the reason I did this," so that I could feel that feeling that those guys were creating at that time. And it's great. It's wonderful. And there's sometimes when I've actually told people they need to go home because they are not ready to record. They need to spend more time on their stuff, and they may get mad. But I remember one time it was 3 a.m, and this guy was trying to do something. I said, "Listen, you got to stop. You're not getting anything done, and you're wasting time and money.
Yeah,
and you need to come back when you're got your crap together, so to speak.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's the role of producer sometimes.
Yeah, we kind of wear a lot of hats. So when someone's not only, you might have to fix their guitar if it's not playing in tune, you have to know how to adjust it and make it work right, or give them an instrument to use. You have to recognize that they're singing a part that might not work as well as a different part. So you're playing kind of like engineer, producer, musical coach, equipment repair, all of the same
time. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's good. It's all cool.
Yeah, you're very good at it.
Well, thanks.
Let's play another one. Let's play another one here that was done at SI. This one's from Tony Vergnetti, a song called "Can't Stop the Rain."
I learned some things along the way. Seems so simple, you might say. I'm no philosopher, that's okay, but it's my key to living today. So if you wanna sing with me, words come so easily, and I'm sure you'll agree that you can't stop the rain from falling, can't stop this pain from growing, can't get away, can't stop from knowing, you can't stop the rain. Forget the things you learn in school, just remember this one rule. You'll soon see it's your strongest tool, so treasure it just like a jewel. sing with me. The words come so easily, and I'm sure you'll agree that you can't stop the rain from falling, can't stop this pain from growing, can't get away, can't stop from knowing that you can't stop the rain, can't stop the rain. So take some comfort in this little verse. I know it's hard to accept that first. Seasons come, but they won't last. Both good and bad that comes will pass. So learn some things along the way. Seems so simple, you might say. You'll soon see it's your strongest tool. So treasure it just like a jewel. If you wanna sing with me, the words come so easily, and I'm sure you'll agree that you can't stop the rain from falling, you can't stop this pain from growing, can't get away from knowing that you can't stop the rain. Stop, can't stop the rain. You 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 can't stop the rain.
Hey, this is Tom Flannery, and you're listening to Music on the Menu with Alan K. Stout on the River.
I can feel the sunshine, I can feel the rain, I can hear the lonesome in the whistle of a passing train. I can roam and ramble, I can split myself in two, but when I lay my head down, I still work for you. Yeah, yeah. Myself a great big hole, reach for the sky, be laughing on the inside when people see me cry. Blink till my eyes bleed, then face down your crew. But when you say you're leaving, I still work for you. Yeah. It'll burn till there's nothing left for it to do. Lots of good men left, but I still work for you. Yeah, yeah.
Tom Flannery and the Shillelaghs here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called I Work For You. Before that, Tony Vergnetti with a song called Can't Stop the Rain. Both those tracks done at SI Studios in Old Forge. Tom Borthwick, the owner and operator of that fine studio, has been our guest here for the entire hour, sharing his stories about how he got into audio production, some of the records he's worked with, some of the artists he's worked with, what inspired him, what influenced him as a producer, and It's been a great time, Tom. Thank you for hanging out.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolute blast. Now, for those listening to the show, we have a lot of musicians to tune in here on Sunday night. Somebody that's looking to check out the studio and consider recording, where can we find you on?
We can
online?
sistudios.com, or you can look at Instagram or Facebook. We're all over the place.
Usual place.
Yeah, the usual.
Look them up.
Social media.
Google it.
Google me up.
Google SI Studios. That's S, capital I, Studios, Old Forge, PA, or just check it out on Facebook or social media as well. We're going to close now with a song that you wrote with the late, great George Wesley.
Yes.
This is a song called Validation, and you presented all the music to George.
And he sang it in one take.
And he sang it in one take.
Yep.
That's a great experience in itself.
Absolutely.
Right there. Tom, great seeing you, man. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Happy New Year to you and everybody at SI. George Wesley and Tom Borthwick here with Validation. Catch you next week.
We're all looking for validation. We struggle for identity in this land of conformity. Told not to dream, but to stay away. But you give up more than you can take. And if you fail, at least you try to make your dreams come alive. No one else can do it for you. Do what you must to make your dream come true. Validation, just know you've done your best. Validation, just know you can pass the test. Validation, you don't have to be the best. Just be yourself and let the Lord do the rest. Is half the thrill. But don't let other people think for you, or try to tell you what's good for you. 'Cause every journey starts with just one step, and your rainbow